Hi everybody, welcome to Math 108. I am Jennifer Zollinger and I will be your instructor for the course. I just want to give you kind of a quick tour of our course to help you get started on everything. And so once you get into our course here in Canvas, this is our home page. You'll find announcements. So here where it says recent announcements, I haven't posted any yet, but you should see the most recent announcements. 2 or 3 of those should be showing up there once I start getting those posted there. Make sure you always read the announcements. I often post videos there. Watch the videos. I try and give important instructions in those every week, and so make sure you are paying attention to those announcements. And I'll have those posted every week, at least once a week, sometimes more as needed. All right, so as far as our course goes, good idea to click on the Start Here button as you get started. And so that takes you here to where you can access our textbook. And so this is our interactive textbook. We'll take you here, and as you go into it, it's really a great setup. We have videos and reading that you should go through, different examples, as well as practice problems like this where you can try out these. The practice problems, I do recommend you work on those, but they aren't graded at all, and so don't worry about that. But make sure you have the understanding you need to answer these as you're going through the reading. And so no textbook that you have to buy, it's all here online and freely available right there. There's also some tutorials here from Maple TA, and so Maple TA is the homework program that we'll use, and so I'll try and show you around Maple TA as well here in a minute. But there's some tutorials and links to that right there as well. All right, going back, we also have a link to your instructor. And so clicking on that, look, there's me, some information about me, there's my email, and a link to my virtual office. And so that is in Zoom if you need to meet with me in my office. And so those are by appointment. I don't have regular office hours, but if you do need to meet, we can set up a time and do that. And that link is there. You can also use here in Canvas, the Canvas inbox, and send me emails that way, and that works really well too. All right, we also have iLearn tutorials, and so if you're not familiar with using iLearn Canvas, there are tutorials there that will take you to, and then student resources. And so student resources have things like guides for using Zoom and getting Excel and links to tutoring, and then also your group assignments and group responsibilities. And so we will be using groups almost every week. You'll be meeting with groups, and so once we get those groups set up, group assignments will be posted here, and those responsibilities, what you should be doing in your groups, that information is here. And then some other useful links: academic support, the online support center, different things that you might find useful as you're working things out this semester. All right, then these other links right here just take you to each week, and so as I click on week 1, takes me to week 1 over here, and those are the assignments you'll need to be working on in week 1. And so I'll make another video explaining what you'll be doing for that week, but that's what it'll look like, and then week 2 and so on. And you can also access these over here. Everything's under these modules, so if you just click on that modules tab, you can find all of this here in that tab. And so that's pretty much the home page. You will also find over here on the right, it gives you this to-do list. So upcoming assignments and things, if you haven't completed them yet, they'll show up over here. And so that's pretty handy to have that list there. You can also use the calendar over here, which is nice. It gives you a look at due dates for different assignments. And so you may notice on this, most of our due dates are Thursday and Saturday, so just be aware of that. That's when assignments will be due, Thursdays and Saturdays. And so we have a few different types And you'll kind of get used to what types of assignments are due Thursday, what types are due on Saturday as you work through the course. All right, let's take a look at the syllabus. And so I expect you to read through all of this on your own. There were just a few things in this that I wanted to go over with you. First off, required materials. And so first thing on the list, Microsoft Excel. We do use Excel a lot in this class, and so make sure you have Microsoft Excel. And it does say if you have an older version, you may need to upgrade it to a newer one. And so you can get a free version. You have free access to this as a student. And so clicking on that link will take you to instructions for that. Make sure you do download a version of it rather than using the online version. The online version will not be able to do all of the things that you need it to do for this class. You will also want to have some kind of calculator, scientific or graphing calculator. You can also use, there are some online free ones, and so there's a link to one of those here that you can use, or whatever you've got available. It should be fine, but you'll want some kind of calculator. And then also a microphone. Because you will be meeting in groups through Zoom, you will need a microphone to communicate with each other. And may also want a webcam, not required, but it's nice to be able to see each other as you're meeting in your groups there. All right, then it outlines grading policies, and so you can see the different categories of your assignments that you'll be working on here. Notice exams, that's a big chunk of your grade right there, and so really important that you study and prepare carefully for those exams. No retakes on the exam, but we do offer an optional final exam that allows you to then drop your lowest exam score, and so that's nice to have that options there. You can find the grading scale down here as well. Just a note on assignments. I don't typically accept late work on assignments, the exception being the case studies, and so you'll notice outlined here in the syllabus that missing that deadline will result in a 50% reduction within 1 week. And so if you do miss that deadline for the case studies, you have 1 week to get those in, but it will be reduced by 50% your score on that. And so just be aware. Big reduction, but better still to get it in late than not at all on that. And like I say, the other assignments, I don't typically allow late work on, particularly Maple TA assignments, mostly due to the fact that it's actually really difficult to open assignments and exams which are also taken in Maple TA. Really difficult to open those correctly and have it work. Had some issues trying to open those in the past, and it's just easier to say, no, if you don't get it in on time, it's too late. So please be aware of that. Please be aware of the due dates. Pay attention to those and get your assignments in on time. All right. Okay, let's see what else we've got. We've looked at modules already. Let's look at gradebook. This is what you'll see. My poor test student right now is failing due to the fact that nothing has been turned in. But this is where you'll see all of the assignments, your scores on those assignments, and then you can see the different groups of assignments, types of assignments, and your total score, and things will show up there, and it gives you those assignment weights over here as well, in case you've forgotten those. All right, if you haven't used it before, the People tab is nice. Lists everybody that's in our class right there. And once we set up groups, I will put those group assignments in here as well and divide you into those groups. And so you'll be able to see the different groups in here as well. And so that's nice. And then our last thing we've got here is the course help right there with some convenient links. And so some nice things to have right here access to, and so be aware that you have these options right there. All right, I did want to show you a little bit of Maple TA. And so Maple TA is our homework program that we'll use. And so most of your math homework will be submitted through here. And so this is what you'll see as you get into that. And so you have it split up into the different units. And the exams aren't showing up right now, but usually they're at the very bottom. So just be aware of that when you come in here to take the exams. You do usually have to scroll all the way down to the bottom of the list to find those. But as you go into the homework, clicking on that will open up a window. Looks like this. Click Start. You can print it to work offline or work online right now. And so it looks typical like this. And so these first ones, some of them have the video explanation. That's nice. You can also check your answer in most of these. The reviews won't allow you to check your answers, but most of your homework assignments will. And so I haven't worked this one out, but as I select an answer, I can hit that "How did I do" button. If it's wrong, it'll show it red. If it's correct, it'll show a green box and say it's correct. Some of these have multiple parts. It might show yellow if you're partially correct, but that's kind of nice to do that. And you can select questions here or continue on to the next one. Depending on what you want to do. You can quit and save so you don't have to submit it right that second. You can come back and work on it, or once you're done, make sure you submit the assignment. Just watch out on exams. Please don't ever quit and save in an exam because those are timed, and it turns out if you leave your exam, then the time continues to run and you run out of time. That's one I say, don't quit and save your exams when you come in here to do that, but otherwise it's fine to, work on what you can and then come back to it. All right, I hope that helps you as you get started here. I am excited for our new semester and excited to get to know you all.